Welcome back to Warden Law in Sunderland, where in this part we bring you what has been the most competitive class in the 2021 Nitro Lord Ultimate Karting Championship so far, and one young driver who has been at every round. Earlier on I caught up with Connor Duncan and asked him about his experiences in the Jnr X30s and what he hopes to do. Will it be stepping up to the seniors or perhaps something a little bigger?
Hi, my name is Connor Duncan. I race in Jnr X30 and my number is 45. It's very wet this weekend, but the rain isn't bothering me at all, as I am currently 4 kilos over the weight limit, and it's keeping me a bit more planted through the corners, and I am absolutely loving the track. In the wet, some people have said it's a bit greasy. However, I have managed to locate a few corners where I can overtake a few people. Unfortunately, this is my final week in Jnr X30, as I will next year hopefully be moving to cars or Senior X30. I've already had 1 day in Jnr, and I've got the Jnr scholarship happening next weekend. So if everything goes to plan, you will find me in Jnr next year. Louis Goodman gave me some very good points. He said, always be positive, always have good energy about yourself, and just talk to everyone you see.
Connor, best of luck this weekend. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Well, the title showdown in Jnr X30 comes down to this. Lorenzo Kordal and Connor Duncan on the front row, and they will battle for the title. Lewis Bird and Archie Clark, Fraser Anderson and Kyan Gohill, then Sam Baker, Zaki Hussain, Tom Wainwright, Leo Brown, Gracie Mitchell and David McIntyre. But in the fight between Kordal and Duncan, whoever beats the other will be the champion. And what a start from Lorenzo Kordal. No problem at all to turn one. They drift wide, and is that a wheel? A wheel has come off and just darted across the road. That's the 31 pulling off, that's Sam Baker, but someone's wheel has come off.
That is Sam Baker, and that is his wheel. Look at him, he's just coming in. There it is.
Oh my goodness.
It hits another cart.
Yeah, it goes
in
into
the side, fortunately.
It's Lewis Bird, I think, that got hit.
And then bounces towards our camera position.
My goodness, that is a frightening, frightening moment for any driver. You go into turn one, you hit the brakes, and a wheel parts company with the cart.
This is ultra slow motion, but I tell you what, that wheel and rim's got some energy to it. Fortunately, it's hit the tyres and bounced back. But no further for the 31 car.
Well, we continue on with the race without him. That's a very dramatic start to this championship showdown as Kordal leads the way. Duncan is in second place trying to chase him down. And then Lewis Bird, despite getting a wheel in the side pod, is still running very well in third position as we ride on board out of the final turn. A good battle so far from Leo Brown as he continues to battle his way forward into the first corner. And now we can see that Connor Duncan must win the race to increase his tally to 252 points. At the moment, Kordal is looking at 252. There's only 4 points between them. Whoever beats the other is going to get this job done.
Yeah, Connor Duncan has to win the race to get to 252. And of course, if he does that, Kordal won't be winning the race. So by definition, Kordal would finish second in the championship. But look at the lead he has over Connor Duncan. Lorenzo Kordal now has a 1.4 second advantage.
And Lewis Bird is hunting down the man in second place. Kyan Gohill doing a good job in P4 from Wainwright and our cameraman Leo Brown. Then Anderson, Mitchell, Archie Clark, who has spun away down to 9th. And Zaki Hussain, who's there in 10th position, a bit of a run wide. And now another one as Kyan Gohill is going to lose ground to Leo Brown. So Brown gets through. Our cameraman is up a position, doing a fabulous job as he continues to make progress. And a spin! Oh dear, that's gone terribly wrong for Tom Wainwright. He just lost traction through the middle of the apex, trying to keep the throttle open as Leo Brown now storms past Kyan Gohill and is into fourth position, trying to chase down Lewis Bird. But Lewis Bird has got problems of his own. That's Connor Duncan right in front of him, the championship contender, and he's trying to get past him.
This was not in the script for Connor Duncan, Jake. The 41 kart there. He's under pressure from Lewis Bird behind. Lewis Bird, a guest driver at this round this weekend, and Duncan having to fend him off. That's not going to help him. And that is Lorenzo Kordal picked out, wins the championship with this result.
Oh, and on the inside, that's Bird getting past Duncan. Sorry, Alan, he's managed to make the move. He's got nothing to lose here at all, Lewis Bird. He's going to dive through, take second place, and this is an absolute horror show for Connor Duncan. He cannot afford to have another kart in between him and Lorenzo Kordal. Otherwise, he will have to be content with the vice championship.
Well, that's what he's looking at the moment, because look at Kordal's lead. It is absolutely huge.
But look at Lewis Bird. He's already started to drop Connor Duncan, so he might have the pace to go after him.
Well, it might help Duncan. I was going to say it might help Duncan, but look at the gap he's pulled on Duncan already.
That's astonishing.
It
Great pace.
It might help Duncan if he can get behind him. He might take him all the way to the leader. But it doesn't look like happening.
It's still very early in the race, so he's got time. Whether he's got pace or not is here or there. We'll have to find out. Fraser Anderson hustling Archie Clark. So Archie Clark working his way through on the far side of the course as they now come up through the dogleg and up towards St John's. So Archie Clark running a much better strength in the race now as he's made up a lot of places, up to 6th position now. He's got Fraser Anderson in tow, Gracie Mitchell, then Zaki Hussain and Tom Wainwright. Sam Baker obviously out of the race. He's okay, by the way, despite losing his wheel on the run to the first corner, but he is perfectly all right. So, big battle coming as Archie Clark has Fraser Anderson hunting him down, and they're both starting to make grounds on Kine Gohill. And what can Kine Gohill do? He checks over his shoulder. Now he knows how close they are. But the gap between Kordal and Bird was steady at 2.8 seconds at the end of the last lap. But Bird had only just managed to get past Connor Duncan and had already pulled 9/10 of a second on it. Look, Bird is actually making some ground here.
Lorenzo Kordal and the words championship and pocket are firmly in the same sentence where he's concerned at the moment. But that's at the moment. In these conditions, Jake, frankly, anything can happen. We know that, seen it all before. But with what now is a 3.6 second lead,
yeah, he's extended
over Lewis Bird.
Oh, nice little duel here for 9th position. That is Hussain versus Wainwright. So Zaki Hussain has managed to lose the place there for the moment to Tom Wainwright. But Wainwright is going to try and take it back again. But no, you're absolutely right, Alan. It looks to me as though Lewis Bird, having initially got past Connor Duncan, he's got the legs on Duncan, but he certainly hasn't quite got the legs on Lorenzo Kordal at the moment. He's managed to extend a further second. Lewis Bird, though, now sets the fastest lap, a 1:06.77. It's still a massive advantage to try and gain back to Kordal.
Yeah. Lorenzo Kordal has been a front runner this season. Connor Duncan in the mid part of the season has been on fire and took the championship lead, and it looked like it was going his way, but today it's all disappeared in a heartbeat, Jake.
Archie Clark closing up on Kine Gohill, might get the opportunity to sweep by into turn 1. There is Lorenzo Kordal, the man who leads the race and the champion. No! I can't believe it! Lorenzo Kordal slowing, and his championship disappears in seconds. There goes Bird, there goes Connor Duncan, and it's game over.
Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. I know exactly how it feels. This looks like 2005 to me. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt with my son.
Check Lorenzo Kordal into Heartbreak Hotel. Room for one, please. That is absolute devastation. He's done everything right, and the car has conked out. What a shame. What an absolute disaster. Well, that puts Bird in the lead. Duncan is now second, and we've got this battle between Leo Brown and Archie Clark for the final spot on the podium.
And the thing about that, Jake, as Lorenzo Kordal is breaking down, Connor Duncan, you have to get inside Connor Duncan's head in his helmet. He's passing him knowing he's just won the championship. Simple as that.
That's it. And you've just got to keep a lid on your emotions until the end of the race, especially now that Lewis Bird is just disappearing out into the distance. Great duel this, as now we've got more great drama. Fraser Anderson going wheel to wheel with Tom Wainwright on the last lap. Lewis Bird is just having an absolute rout today. Lorenzo Kordal watching on the sidelines. He can't believe it.
Sick. It really is. This is a great result for Lewis Bird, by the way. It's great to see Lewis as a guest driver this weekend coming in. And all right, he's got a little bit fortunate with Lorenzo Kordal breaking down, but he's gapped Connor Duncan. He's got more than a 5-second lead here. I don't want to put the kibosh on him, but great result for Lewis Bird. Let's hope we see more of him in the championship next season. I know this is his local track. He expects to do well here, but I like to see the drivers that are really quick on their home tracks just expanding their horizons a little bit, taking part in the national championship, and let's see what he can do next season. Hopefully he takes part in the whole championship next year.
Yeah, now that he knows he can get the job done and win in style, we might well see an awful lot of Lewis Bird in 2022. Out of the final turn, and Lewis Bird victorious in brilliant fashion. But 5 seconds down the road, Connor Duncan is going to be UKC champion. What an absolute heartbreaker for Lorenzo Kordal, but a great championship win for Connor Duncan. Motorsport giveth and motorsport taketh away, but for Connor Duncan, he is victorious. Archie Clark manages to hold on to third in front of Leo Brown. Kine Gohill in 5th place. Fraser Anderson, Tom Wainwright, Gracie Mitchell and Zaki Hussain but classified 10th out of the race, Lorenzo Kordal. What might have been for his championship campaign. It's been a brilliant year regardless.
Well, commiserations there to Lorenzo Kordal, leading for most of the race until his kart seemed to give up power just on this corner away to my left here. That's his championship hopes dashed. The real benefactor, though, was Connor Duncan. Came home in second. Mathematically, I think if my trackside mass is correct, he might have done enough to win the championship. But well done on the day as well to Lewis Bird, taking the checkered flag in the finish by some considerable margin. Here's what Lewis had to say at the podium.
Lewis, great end to the season. Always fantastic when you win at the final round, but just talk us through that final from your point of view.
Yeah, I had an all right start. I got into third, and then I caught up to Connor Duncan and then overtook him. And I was trying to get as close as I could to Lorenzo, but then he had obviously had a failure, and then I just led the whole race until then.
Okay, who do you want to thank for your weekend?
I'd like to thank Gossi for all the support, my dad for mechanicking me, and Grace Engines.
Okay, well done.
Thank you.
Lewis Bird is victorious in the season finale, but Connor Duncan, by just 4 points, takes the championship from Lorenzo Kordal. Bittersweet for the young man in second place. Sam Shaw, Gabriel Stilp and Archie Clark were in the top 5 of this year's championship. But after an incredible contest, it's Connor Duncan who emerges as champion.
A great season finale from the Jnr X30s. Join us after the break for the Senior X30s.